would you rate your overall experience with the Compass coaching program?
Overall, very positive. I would highly recommend it to any business professionals, any agents. I think it's just a really unique kind of combination of traditional coaching in the sense of the check-ins and one-on-oneness, but also very client-centered, and they choose what they want, or you choose what you want and your goals to work towards, and you're able to support, and kind of you also lead the client to figure out what solutions work best for them, and instead of kind of giving the answers and more traditional coaching I feel would, and you kind of help people get to their own answers, if that makes sense.
Totally. So what aspects of the program did you find most valuable?
Again, the accountability was very good. It was very helpful for me to keep me on track, and then also leading me to kind of just asking the questions and the prompts that you did were very helpful, and allowing me to find the solutions to the problems that I was facing that week, or the issues, and helping reach the goals.
So I offer lots of different forms of accountability, whether it's email or the online journal, lots of different ways to be accountable. Could you just talk a little bit about how the accountability, the method of our accountability, and what about that worked for you?
I think we had the midweek check-ins as well, and that was
by email.
Yeah, done by email. And that was really beneficial because there are questions that they took a bit to answer them. It was probably 20 minutes to answer an email, right? But it was good because it would come in midweek, when I had, a million other things going on, but it would cause me to pause and reflect and remember what kind of my intentions were and what we were working on, and see if my week was panning out. And if it wasn't, kind of going in the direction that I wanted it to be, I could go in and, kind of shift things around, and just kind of remember what my priorities are, and just see how I can change things so that I can meet that goal.
Great. One of the things that we talked about was the open-ended questions, the powerful questions. And you shared with me in an email check-in a few weeks ago how that really changed the situation with one of your clients. I was wondering if you could just talk a bit about, what that experience was like, maybe even the powerful question that you asked your client, and how that changed the dynamic when you were working with them.
I asked her what a successful visit when she was coming over to Toronto would look like for showings, and what she defined as successful, and that just kind of, she was able to tell me how I could best serve her, and that really changed everything, and changed how I kind of planned to show up for these showings and plan to assist her. And it also made me realize that the anxiety that I felt from her and a couple of the other, family members around her wasn't necessarily so much her anxiety, and more just other people's anxiety, and they weren't necessarily even the decision makers either. So that was really helpful to know as well. And then just having that one-on-one conversation about just seeing what she needed allowed me to show up better for her, and just kind of tailor, what I thought would be best to what actually she wanted from me. So that was really beneficial.
Cool. And I know that I sent you a solution playbook or sheet on that topic. How did, if at all, did that actual document help you as you thought about that conversation and prepared for it?
I just think that just overall, just asking more open-ended questions to my clients in general allowed me to take away kind of the biases and perspectives that I had, and become a bit more neutral, and then also become to service each of them better, and into what they want as individuals, instead of, what I think all my clients want, and showing up in that way just help. And it takes the guesswork out of things, and takes the assumptions out as well. So just kind of just reframing things, and to becoming and getting used to asking more questions to clients as well was very beneficial.
Awesome. And you touched on this earlier, Lev, but talk about, your experience of our sessions being solution-based, meaning you're driving, I'm just here as the, helping you on the road trip in the passenger seat, but really it's solution-based, so it's what you want to bring to the table.
I thought it was really helpful because while we had kind of the main goal that we set out at the beginning, it was still kind of there's these things that come up in everyday, life and working in real estate, and just being able to kind of tackle a specific issue that I was dealing with that week, or a topic, and just kind of unpack it a bit more, was a lot of help, and being able to kind of guide the session that way. If I needed practical examples, you would help me kind of brainstorm practical examples or practical tips. Or if I needed more mindset kind of reevaluation, we'd talk about that and kind of shifting perspective and looking at a problem from a different lens. And maybe I didn't actually need, a practical tip for this problem. So it was just kind of, I think that was really helpful as well. In addition to, being able to kind of decide what kind of, I guess problem as like underlying or problem of the week or difficulty that I was facing.
Right. How would you say our coaching sessions have impacted your personal and professional life?
Professionally, I guess even maybe personally too, I feel just so much more confident. I feel reassured in not reassured, but reassured in my abilities and my competence, which has allowed, again, me to show up much better with my clients. And the self-doubt that I had, I feel has really dissipated. And I'm just able to, when I walk in a room with a client, kind of while I'm talking with them as well, it's very, I remember that I'm the professional, and instead of kind of letting them lead sometimes. I feel I have more boundaries in that sense as well. And I feel more confident setting my boundaries as well with clients, and all the kind of fears in my head about, I guess, judgment from clients or people around me has, disappeared, because I've seen that, I'm not getting pushed back for setting boundaries with clients, and they respect them. So just lots of learning in that regard. And then personally, I'm able to, because I've, been able to have more boundaries and more confidence as well, I'm able to, have more kind of free time in a sense, or like my personal time is my personal time, and I'm able to show up better as a friend, as, a sister, as a coworker even, and just a better person overall. And so that's definitely been an impactful personal life change.
Amazing. And then last question, if someone's watching your testimonial or checking out my website and they're thinking about, whether they should join the Compass coaching program, what would your advice be for them?
I'd say 100% do it. Just try it out, see how you feel. And after even a few sessions, I think even before the midway check-in point, I've already seen such dramatic changes in the way that I was going about my life and kind of showing up as a realtor, and also just as a human being in my everyday life as well. It might be a little hard to measure each specific change, like when you look at it on a granular level, but full scale, it's, the change has been very dramatic, I would say.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Emily. I really appreciate that.